We go from feeling bullish to just plain old feeling great. We've got you covered every step of the way. I'm Zach Aldridge, your captain flying solo on this Friday, Junior. Hopefully, my voice can get y'all through the hour. Thankfully, Brandon isn't here to point it out, though, as we're presented by Geico. It feels good to Geico. New slogan, same great vibes, as we get started over in the NFL and start with the Thursday night football action that we'll see later on tonight. That's the Bills touching down in H-Town to take on the Texans and a Josh Allen team that is very good on Thursday night because Allen is 8-0. That's the best Thursday night record for any QB since 1950 with the minimum of 5 starts. Buffalo's 7-3 up against a Texan squad that will see Davis Mills at QB yet again. C.J. Stroud will miss his 3rd straight game due to a concussion. You take a look at the AFC playoff picture and both these teams with ideas of making it into the playoffs, and if things ended right now, it would be just the Bills who would be going to the playoffs, making that wild card spot at 7-3. The Texans, though, very much in the hunt, sitting at 5-5 overall, and they've been turning it on and getting a lot better lately after that tough start to the year. My guy Damien Harris tapped in to get us set for tonight. And Damien, let's start with Josh Allen, who we mentioned, who has been so great on Thursday night. And he's coming off of a great game, just the 3rd in NFL history, with 3 passing TDs and 3 rushing TDs in that win last week over the Bucs. What do you have for him planned as an encore?
Well, it's hard to follow up numbers like that. I mean, he tied his own record, and he's the only type of guy in the NFL right now that's playing at that caliber level. So it's hard to outdo that. But one thing I do expect for Josh Allen in this game is to focus on controlling the football in terms of not turning it over. Although he did have 6 touchdowns in this last game against the Bucs, he did turn it over twice. One was a head scratcher mistake where he tried to, 2-hand pass the ball to somebody else. And those are the things that you see from Josh Allen when he is playing that superhero style of ball. He'll get you 6 touchdowns, he'll get you a couple turnovers, but he knows that when the playoffs get here, when it's time to potentially face the Chiefs again or face the Patriots again, he cannot turn the ball over and expect to win and beat really good football teams. So I expect him to play a very controlled style of game. We know this Texans defense is really, really good, and they're going to try to put him in a box and limit what he can do. The thing that I love about Josh Allen's game is when he plays against good defenses, it's almost like he controls the game better. He's not looking for the big play. He's not looking for the explosive play. He doesn't put the ball at risk, and he's got to carry that same mentality into tonight's game.
As a former player, when you see that 8-0 stat for Josh Allen played on Thursday nights, do you actually make anything of that? Is it coincidence, or is there something in the water there?
I think it's just you have to identify that Josh is one of the best at getting himself prepared for the biggest stages and for primetime football. That's really what it comes down to. These teams, you get Monday Night Football, you get Sunday Night Football, you get Thursday Night Football. It's not a coincidence that Josh is undefeated on Thursday night. It's because he's a big-time player, and we know big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. So the mentality of this Texans team has to be, we've got to prepare better than Josh Allen, and we've got to prepare better than the Buffalo Bills, because we're already behind the 8 ball. They're playing better than we are right now, and we know how Josh is in these type of games. We have to prepare like that all week, and we have to show up tonight ready to play our best football game.
Yeah, Texans behind the 8 ball and under center. The guy behind the center is a guy that has not been the starter for most of the year. That's because C.J. Stroud's still out with that concussion. So it'll be Davis Mills for the 3rd straight week. And Mills, you could say, has maybe been up and down, but the Texans have won both of his starts. What's your thoughts on Mills' play and if he can keep it going for a 3rd straight week?
Well, the good thing you have in Davis Mills is experience. He's a guy that's been in the league. He's a bit of a journeyman, and he's seen a lot of football. So he has that card under his belt. His play has been up and down, but there's 2 stats that I look at that show the true improvement in his game. His completion percentage is going up, and his yards per pass attempt are going up. And those are 2 indicators to me that he's seeing the field better. He's getting more confident in the system. He's getting his timing down with his guys, and he's just more confident standing behind center. Now, again, that up and down play, that's not going to help you against the Buffalo Bills. You've got to be at your best. So the trajectory that Davis Mills has been on the past 2 weeks, the improvement that he's made, the confidence that he's gaining, he's going to have to take that to a whole nother level if he wants to take down Josh Allen. Allen on Thursday night.
Yeah, the thing going for Mills, though, is knowing he can lean on his defense because the Texans has a unit that is so legit, leading the NFL in both opponents' points per game and opponents' total yards per game. They have been just so stellar, and it's like if you get any semblance of an offense, like you're not going to beat the Texans. How well do they need to play tonight to slow down Josh Allen?
They've got to play lights out because, again, the better the competition, the better Josh Allen plays. Whether it's the explosive plays, we've seen that 6 touchdowns against the Bucs, one of the best teams in the NFL, or it's that other mindset or that other approach that I just talked about. He takes care of the football. He's surgical with how he dissects you. Then they get James Cook involved in the running game. Like the Bills, they're just so good on offense that when you have a good defense, you still have to tell them you've got to play better. You've got to play your best game. They're going to have to put pressure on them. They're going to have to close the running lanes and not let James Cook pick his way through the teeth of the defense and hit his home run plays. And that's just the type of game plan that you have to have. And most importantly, I want to say this, Zach, because I noticed something when the Patriots played the Bills a while back. I always say the Bills are played differently by the Patriots because the Patriots tackle Josh Allen. They hit him, they rough him up. They're not afraid of him when he gets in the open field and once he gets going. That's the mentality that the Texans have to have. They've got to hunt in numbers. Strength will be the numbers will be the strength and an advantage for them. They've got to rally around him, and they just cannot let him go in because the Bills are the one team that you do not want to play from behind. Once they get going, they're one of the best teams in the NFL at capitalizing on momentum and keeping you behind and keeping the foot on the gas. So the defense for the Texans is going to be important, and it's going to be important from the first snap of the game.
I love that you brought up the Patriots because that's what I kind of want to go towards next and looking bigger picture here in the AFC because, of course, the Bills 7-3, one of those losses was to the Patriots. They're trailing them in the division. So when you look at the AFC and that conference as a whole, where do you put Buffalo there? Where do they stack up?
They stack up with the best of them. I mean, yeah, they lost to Drake May and the Patriots, but they're the hottest team in the NFL right now. Like, that was a respectful loss. But we know no matter what happens, when you look at this Bills roster on paper, they've got the talent. When you look at the continuity that they have with Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane assembling this roster, they know what they want to be as an organization. They know what they want their team to be. And the marriage is beautiful. They just, it never not works. I know that's not proper grammar, but it does not ever not work for them. So they're right up there with everybody else. They're up there with the Patriots, who right now sit atop of the AFC. And the thing about it is, it's just about the playoffs for the Buffalo Bills. It's about once they get there, getting past the AFC Championship. And it's been the Chiefs that have been the thorn in their side for all of these years. As of right now, the Chiefs aren't even in the playoff picture. So it's obvious to say that it's open for anybody, but especially the Buffalo Bills, because out of all the teams in the AFC right now, they have the most experience at least getting to that conference championship game.
So then, big picture, you look at the Texans. How do you feel about them? Because they start the year off at 0-3. Now they're 5-2 since. And the defense, as we mentioned, has always been there, but the offense has been iffy. So what do you look at when you see that team?
You know, I look at a team that has a lot of potential, and we've always said that about the Houston Texans since C.J. Stroud got there. The question has always been, can they protect him? Now, they've gotten better at protecting him. They're not leading the leagues in sacks given up, which is a plus, but now C.J.'s hurt. And then when C.J. gets back, what are your real threats in the passing game? I mean, I love Nico Collins. He's a great player. He's wide receiver 1 for them. But behind him, it's Dalton Schultz. And then the rest of your receivers, they're averaging around 200 yards on the season right now. So when I look at the Texans, they're saved by grace with their defense, but offensively, they just have to find a way to get things going. They need some more of Woody Marks. I think he needs more reps. I love Nick Chubb. He's been great to the game, but Woody Marks needs some of those carries. I think if they figure some things out offensively, they've got a shot. But when you look at their division, they're in the same division with the Colts, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are getting better. It's going to be tough because they dug themselves a hole at the end of the season, or at the beginning of the season, excuse me. But again, that defense, it'll get them in every game. It keeps them in every game that they're going to play. And if they just figure some things out offensively, they got a shot.
They still get the Colts twice, though. They split the season with the Jags. So your prediction, if I had to ask you right now, do the Texans make the playoffs?
As of right now, I'm going to go with no.
Man, All right, Houston won't like that, but they can try to at least buck some of those trends looking towards tonight. So that gets me to the question that we obviously have to ask. Who wins the game? What's the win and the final total you're going with as well?
I like the Bills. I mean, they're just as good on the road as they are at home, which is what makes them so dangerous. And again, they've got 17 who's clearly playing at an MVP caliber right now. I like the Bills to win this game. I think the defense of the Texans keeps them in it early. I just think Buffalo gets a turnover here. They get some momentum going, and then they start to separate. So I'd go Buffalo 24, Houston 14.
Buffalo 24-14. Bills, who Damien Harris says is going to win. Hey, find him if it doesn't play out that way, not me. Damien, appreciate it as always. Good talking ball with you as we look towards Thursday Night Football. And then after that, we get ready for Sunday, where the slate looks a little bit like this over on CBS. That Colts and Chiefs, two teams and looking good to hopefully make the playoffs. They will get going at 1 Eastern along with the other games, depending on where you live in the country. Jags and Cardinals, a team the Texans are also chasing. They go at 4:05 Eastern.